Welcome, it's Gitanjali here again from High Definition U, and I am joined today by the wonderful Jason, or Jay, as we know and love you to be. Welcome, Jay.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about who you are in the world and what you do in this one wild, precious life that you have?
First off, a father, single father, to a beautiful, amazing girl, 4 years old, and just started school. So that's, I guess, my day job and my number one priority. Um, and yeah, I've been in the world of kind of advertising and media for the past 15 years, and stumbled upon this brilliant inner circle and program through a mutual friend in the industry. Obviously, been on a bit of a journey since we met and first started. Essentially, come from the corporate media world, and now I get to be dad and wear hoodies.
I love that. Tell me a little bit about where you were when we started in the inner circle. What were you struggling with?
Well, I think when I first started, I think I just got made redundant of after a 7 year stint at like a tech company, which for me kind of left me a bit bewildered and a bit lost and didn't know what was next. I couldn't see beyond what was going to happen apart from finding another job. What was I going to do? And at the same time as well, I was a new single dad as well. So um, I was very much in the need of a like direction to turn to, of advice on how to balance the work life or find a job, or and the whole complexities that come in that working world, how to navigate that, but also how to do the practical things of looking after at the time a 2 year old girl by myself. So and it was great to find a program and the people in it who were other people in the corporate world, who were other parents. So yeah, right time, right place.
And when you think about what might have been going through your head with all of that happening and navigating all of that change and uncertainty, personally and professionally, was there any resistance around saying yes to the inner circle?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, where am I bloody well going to find the time to to fit time for myself within like balancing work and getting the house ready and making sure my daughter's fed and the family stuff, and the work that I was bringing home at the time as well, or finding a job, whatever it was,
Mm.
and finding time for myself. Actual coaching, that was something that the executives did, not I guess senior management like me, I guess like director level and stuff. I just didn't think like that was for me. Yeah,
Mm.
a lot of resistance.
How did you overcome? How did you overcome the resistance?
I knew that I was going through a big transition, and just thought, why not? What have I got to lose?
Mm.
Nothing to lose and everything to gain.
And what's changed as a result? Give me a couple of examples of what's changed in the last 12 months for you.
What's not changed? One thing that we do within the program is just envisioning and getting to grips with what our best possible outcome of the course is going to be, or the next 12 months is going to be. And yeah, I wanted change. I wanted to retire, or I wanted change. I wanted a complete exit from corporate life, from commuting 4 hours a day. I wanted to spend more time with my daughter. I wanted to do something that I loved and was passionate about every day,
Mm.
and have a purpose. Probably like every kind of stereotypical cliche thing for a guy in his late 30s to ever want. But I wanted it, but I didn't know how to get there. And what's changed? I've got there. Like, and I'm not someone that I was never much of a goal setter. I just kind of like drifted, and everything's always been okay, or I just treading water and surviving. And but that's not a way to live. You really need to you need to kind of really understand like exactly what you want out of life, if you wanted one of those, right? Or if you want to feel not stressed, or you don't want to feel that every day's a grind. So
Mm.
yeah, what I got out of it, I got out the grind, a big weight off my shoulders. And now, yeah, my family life is the best it's been. I get to pick up my daughter from school and drop her off every day. I get to still leverage my network, my working network. I get to pay the bills still. I get to wear a hoodie and not wear shoes and get on that train every day because I work from home. And I think most of all, the biggest change was just adapting to a new way of living, a new life. Yeah, for me, it's waking up, and it's crazy when I look back at it. Like I put a lot down to myself, but also the support that I've got within the group and the techniques that I've learned to get into a really, really nice space.
And it's been such a wondrous thing to see you journey through that. And, the decision making just seems lighter and, clearer. And I think about some of the things that have happened for you lately, and it's just navigating it with such a sense of lightness and ease versus,
I have, and no one will probably understand what this term means, but I followed my piccolo, and
yes, if you're watching this and you're like, what is a piccolo? Come join us in the inner circle. We'll let you know.
but if I explain it as a feeling, it's just a feeling of knowing that the direction I'm heading in and the decisions I'm making feel right. And if it feels right, just going with it rather than being anxious or holding myself back and just thinking, how am I going to pay the mortgage this month? Or do I have time to do that? Or what are they going to think of me if I do that? Or like, how can I leave my job? Like, what's my mum gonna think about, like, not being raising the kid and like and the rest of it? And like, I've really felt and been at ease and been okay with just going with whatever feels right, being sensible and making sensible decisions, and getting to those decisions with a support network, with a WhatsApp group, with people that I can talk to whenever I'm like slightly lost, or I need some direction, or I need a different perspective on things. I've got my buddies that I can lean upon, and I've got my sessions every other week to bounce some ideas off. So it's been great.
Tell me a bit more about that. What's maybe surprised you or delighted you about that in terms of the kaleidoscope, the smaller group coaching format? Often people are like, oh, one-to-one coaching, that's how I get the change. But what surprised you or delighted you about that actual format, going through this coaching journey in a group?
For me, I see more of a value for me personally of being around other more people with more challenges. So as you see more people, there's more volume of challenges, so you see more answers. And you have more and more, I guess, more people to help you make better informed choices or come decisions, and everyone has a different perspective on things, but it's the power of the group.
It's that kind of diversity we often talk about in terms of gender and age and stage and level, and religion and color and all of that, but actually that diversity of perspective that comes from just a diversity of thinking of who those humans are brings that a fresh insight, and then you're contributing to their journey as well, right?
Exactly. So I guess when you're hearing other people's challenges, you're also hearing things from the another point of view, or you're feeling things from another pair of shoes, so to speak. So I guess when I was in the world of work, understanding how people are feeling and the daily kind of challenges that they have, it really kind of helps you come to like the working world with a greater sense of empathy and understanding. So that's been really, really helpful.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it that way. Actually, that sense of, I'm in this small group where I see these different perspectives. Now I can see why other people are being so different to me in the wider context. That's the empathy is there.
What you find when you're around people but you're not paying for. You're not paying them to come to ask you. You're not paying them for an answer. They will be honest.
Mm.
And when you've got a close knit group who you eventually might go for a glass of wine with, or you're talking to each other on WhatsApp whenever you're feeling a bit stressed, you do develop trust, and that's more of a trust. It's a special kind of trust. It's different to family, it's different to friends. It's people that really understand exactly how you're feeling, and to kind of get that level of honesty from any person is super, super valuable.
And I mean, we often talk about being possibilists and my mission of 1 billion possibilists in the world. So when you think about what seemed impossible at the beginning that's possible now, what might that be?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was just like, how could I be a single parent, let alone a single dad? I was a corporate guy, like I was in London working. Like, how the hell am I going to go from doing the 9 till 9, the 12-hour days, to bringing up a child on my own? And yeah, you realize that, one, no one's superhuman. You can't just do it all. You can't just do everything. And I think that was probably what I was really, really guilty of, is trying to be that leader in work, trying to make us hitting the targets and like scaling up the business and being that champion of all things in the corporate world, and also being super dad that's going to do the baking after, like before school, and doing like, you just realize, hold on, you got to be realistic about things. And being I guess someone that wanted to have control every single intrinsic detail of my life, I've learned to let go of a lot of stuff. That was impossible. I never thought I'd get there. I never be able, and I have done. It's been being open to leaving things, being open to not wanting that. I didn't have to be a CEO. Not now, not yet. I can always do that. I get to be a CEO another day. I get to be an executive director another day. I get to take a 2-year break from work, look after my daughter for a bit, and come back. Like, I thought it'd be absolutely impossible to leave the rat race for a little bit. And now for the listeners, now I've taken a break. I do baking. I do plats. I do baking. We do art and all stuff. But I get to pay the bills through my hobbies, and in other ways I never thought I'd be able to scale, and that's kind of like earn a living off. I get to go back to university again.
Are you? Amazing.
I'm going back, so it's just so like it's not the end of my corporate life.
Yeah. It's
just almost I've opened up a win. Like, I never thought it'd be possible just to take some time just to recharge. It's actually, I had it in me all the time. I could have just done it.
So the very final thing is, if someone's watching this, Jay, whether they're a parent or they're in corporate or they're an entrepreneur, they want to get out of the rat race, they want to get promoted, wherever they're at in their life, and they're maybe thinking about joining the inner circle, maybe there's some resistance coming up for them like there was for you. What would you say to them?
I mean, I guess proof's in the pudding. Like, I can only talk from experience, the value I've got out of the course. When I was working, when I got jobs, when I needed to get a job, I've had two. I aced 2 interviews while being in Inner Circle. Promotions, I got them. I got the promotions. We've the pay rises. I got the pay rises. Like, I got it all from a career side. And I think for me that was a spread. That was level 1 of what the group gave me, right? And and some I didn't get, but when I set my goals and when I talked to the group about it, I got there. I got everything I wanted. But you know what? Life changes and you adapt and things change, and my goals change, and what made me kind of like tick along also changed as I was doing this course. And sometimes I needed this course, I needed this group to really kind of decipher and untangle and figure out what it was that I wanted to do. No, I mean, like the best investment I've ever made is, other than the things I buy my daughter, or the time I give to my daughter, it's definitely the care that I've put in for myself in this course. And I've become a better person and a better father, and a much more grounded person, by having that kind of like support and community from the group, for sure.
Well, it's been wonderful being a part of your journey. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes next, Jay.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing some more new members, and you get to hang out with cool people like us. So yeah,
come hang out with Jay.
Come hang out.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts. It's been a privilege to witness your transformation and to see what is next in the world of Jay and what that will bring for you and those around you.
Fabulous. Probably homework, to be honest. So, but an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much, Geeta.